You don't want to be one of those agents that says, I was here before Zillow.
I was here before Zillow.
Because sooner or later, Zillow's going to be here long after you're gone.
Right. You're right. Hey, I'm used to it now.
That sounded kind of dark.
It's been a long time.
I didn't mean to end that on a
Thanks a lot, Matt.
Zillow's
Jeez.
going to be here when you're no longer around. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Shawn and Matt Show. In today's episode, we have three topics that we're going to cover. Some are local to Arlington, Virginia, some are national, and some maybe international. It is Thursday, June the 11th. Shawn, how's it going today?
It was a busy day today. Brand new listing came on, penthouse in Ballston, 888 Quincy Street. The residence is at Liberty Center. You guys got to check out this listing. It's awesome, one of a kind. So, been busy with that. Just got the video up. We had to do a second shoot of that video.
Shoot. So we put out we had one video for this penthouse. It was an MTV Cribs style video.
And we're going to show it at some point.
We're going to show it at some point. I'm just going to put this away. But due to some feedback that we've gotten from showing it privately, we decided that now was not the best time to release it. So you moved pretty quickly to get out another penthouse video.
Yeah, I came up with a new concept same day, Tuesday. I went in, me and the videographer, got it done, filmed it in the day, had it finalized this morning. I just uploaded it, just got the listing on. So it's out there. Definitely check it out. Totally different concept, but it works. It's pretty good.
I got a little hyped watching that.
Did you?
It was pretty neat.
See, it was more of an emotional thing. The first one was like a funny, like really good skit. This last one was all about the emotion. So definitely check it out. So
the first topic of today's video is going to be the WeLive concept. Now, if you're not familiar with WeLive, it is, from the company WeWork, the same company that had the failed IPO, and their CEO stepped down after all the talks of him having private jets and whatnot.
I also did a story about, like on Instagram, my story was WeWork. I took a picture of it here in Roslyn, and I just put a nice ED on the end of it. We worked
for a little bit. So WeLive is the concept of communal living, basically furnished rentals that are super small, basically adult dormitories. And ironically enough, there is a WeLive concept in Crystal City. And, just with everything going on in Crystal City with Amazon, you would have thought that WeLive and Amazon, WeLive, a short-term or long-term furnished rental establishment, would have been a perfect fit for Amazon employees, both coming in for the weekend, staying for the week, a month, or maybe even full-time employed before they found permanent housing. But according to a new report, they are ending the WeLive. Shawn, what do you feel? What do you think about the whole communal adult small? A lot of Murphy beds here. What do you think about that concept?
It's convenient, but I don't think, especially in the arena that we're in now with the COVID-19, people are staying away from the communal living.
Communal living just sounds like the worst idea right about now.
Yeah.
Well, it's so crazy because WeWork had an amazing business model, up until recently, communal workspaces, and, call it fate that everything happened with their CEO and their IPO, or call it dumb luck, with coronavirus and commercial real estate changing, that now we may see the same thing happen to the communal adult living space. And I think what the company is doing is just shedding the fat. And I'm not sure if WeLive is making any money, but I think they're doing a lot of reworking of their internal structure. And the reports are that this WeLive facility, which one of them is in Crystal City, might not make it through this restructure.
Yeah, do you have any idea of what they charge? Could you do nightly? Was there a minimum or?
So the prices aren't that bad. So for a furnished studio, and this is a living arrangement where you get like a workspace that you can go to, you get internet, you get other like cool, trendy amenities. For a studio, you're at about $1,500, $1,600, $1,700, which is not abnormal for the area, and this may be a little bit more of a modern build out. It's in an older building in Crystal City, but they have studios. They have 3 beds, 4 beds. The 3 bedrooms are around $3,000 and up, so that's not that bad of a deal for a furnished place.
So why is it more communal? I mean, what's the difference, I guess, between, say, a condo or a rental and this?
Basically, imagine an office building, but in some of the offices, they just have
dividers,
like an apartment.
Yeah.
And so when you leave your apartment, you're just in like a common hallway. Now, some of these, they all have bathrooms, but there's a lot of other shared facilities. So it's definitely like an interesting concept of like hacking like communal living and commercial versus residential. But I think there needs to be a lot of failures for the right equation, the right model to come along.
Yeah, the funny thing is, I'm actually looking for something like this for the next 3 months.
I
wish this wasn't closing. Why is it closing now?
What are those 4-bedroom prices?
Yeah. Can I see, please? So, honestly, I'm in this situation now where my rent back is up in July. I'm not going to be in my new place till probably September. So I need a little bit of I'm trying to figure that out.
The article says it's exploring ending the service, so it hasn't ended yet.
All right, so I still got a chance.
So if you want to hang out with the cool cats in Amazonia lands, you could do it at WeWork,
awesome.
WeLive facility. All right, so the next topic that we're going to touch on is that Compass, the Compass brokerage, is still getting sued by Realogy, and you may need like a chart with like a bunch of lines. I'm thinking of like the Charlie Day meme where there's just a bunch of pictures and lines going back and forth to understand all of these companies that are getting sued left and right, because Realogy is suing people left and right. They are getting sued. Compass is, I think, suing people. They are also getting sued. So to bring you up to speed on this specific lawsuit, basically what's going on is Compass versus Corcoran in New York City, and Realogy owns Corcoran, and Compass apparently is practicing, according to the lawsuit, unfair business models and fortuitously is interfering with its competitors, and that has struck a chord with Realogy, so much so that they have decided to sue Compass. And they brought it before a judge. Compass tried to dismiss it through arbitration. The judge said, no, we're going to hear it out. And now the case is continuing. So, Shawn, what do you make about Realogy? And, full disclosure, Shawn and I work for Century 21, and Century 21 is owned by Realogy. Shawn, what do you make of Realogy, our parent company, suing a competitor for what they claim to be unfair business practice?
Really unfair business practices. I guess I'd have to see exactly what they're talking about. But
let me give you a few more words. Illegal schemes to gain market share at all costs and to damage or even eliminate competition.
Well, listen, if you have, we're all, I guess, general contractors, right? We can all make a decision based on information that's provided to us. We are with Century 21 for reasons. We like the company, right? But we could choose to leave at any time. We've talked to Compass before. We know what their business model is, and we chose not to go there. So I think anybody has the right choice to do that. I don't feel like, what could be unfair about that? How could they possibly be saying, you are unfairly taking our people?
So speaking of the business model and Compass, the complaint alleges that Compass's very business model is founded on misappropriating, by whatever means necessary, the assets, confidential business information, trade secrets, contracts, talent, and strategies of its competitors.
So whatever means it's misappropriating, I don't know.
So they're basically stating the very foundation of this brokerage is set upon illegal activities into stealing its competitors' practices.
I mean, that's alleging
That's
a
pretty
lot.
aggressive.
I mean, that's aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what if you took away illegal, and I could rework this sentence to say, Compass is there's Compass, there's talent, and there's strategies of its competitors. I think all brokerages are in the model of how can we gain market share, gain other talent, and gain other strategies to increase our business. Isn't that this why we're doing everything, is to grow bigger and to help other people out?
To expand and to, change your business model maybe, right? I mean, if you feel that people are being taken from you, then you have to make a change to make sure that they don't go that way. What is it about Compass, or this in this instance Compass, what is it about Compass that they are able to lure these agents from other companies over to them? I mean, I've talked to them. They do have a good spiel, but in the end, I think it's just like anything else, right? I mean, every other brokerage is kind of the same to me. I mean, but except ours, of course, right? We've got we've got good guys behind us, always into the technology. So that, I mean, for every agent, it's going to be different, right? There's certain things that some agents want. There's the seasoned agents that don't need much help. They don't need much technology. They just want to stay with the path that they're going. There's the new agents that, hey, they want the new technology. They want to be in on this. I think our company is really good at kind of doing both. But Compass is this new thing that was built from the ground up, right? Whereas Realogy companies have been here forever. And so Compass was able to start this thing based on information that was supplied to them by Realogy and all these other companies that have been doing this for years. And they said, all right, let's not do this huge model. Let's slim it down and make it streamlined. And I think that's what they did. And not only that, their Compass Coming Soon thing was a big way of getting business. So good for them for coming up with a model that works and attracts people. And I think it's up to Realogy to start saying, all right, what do we have to do to change our business model? That's my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know what the goal of this lawsuit is. And, Realogy is interesting because under Realogy, there's Century 21, there's Coldwell Banker, there's Sotheby's, there's Corcoran, there's basically a bunch of competitors under this big real estate arm. And from an outsider's perspective, what this looks like is Compass and Corcoran in New York City have some sort of beef. I would assume that one agent went from Corcoran to Compass, spilled the beans on everything that they were doing at Corcoran. Corcoran got bitter, told the uppers at Realogy, and then, all what broke loose. That's a pure speculation, but I'm usually not a fan of companies suing other companies for business models. Why don't you just get better and then beat that company and not look in the rearview mirror instead of always trying to attack other companies?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yep.
So the third topic that we're going to touch on is Zillow, and the latest news with Zillow. By the way, their stock has just gone up and up. I think it's trading at about $57 today, and during the height of the pandemic, it was around $26. So it's essentially doubled. I mean, a lot of stocks have doubled recently, but it's essentially doubled. So something at Zillow is working. I don't know if this is correlation or causation, but Zillow is changing its rental practices. We're going to switch to rentals here for a second, show some of you renters some love. And starting July 1st, you will now have to pay to list your rental property onto Zillow from a landlord perspective. If you're looking for a rental, there's no subscription that you have to do, there's no paywall. But from a landlord's perspective, they are rolling out a $9.99 per week listing fee.
Oh.
$10 per week to list your property on Zillow. Shawn,
So this is landlords themselves can go and do it and not have an agent and just put it on Zillow. Is that what this is kind of going after? Because all of our listings, automatically go to Zillow, Trulia, all these websites via a feed. And our companies actually, I think, pay for that service, because I remember talking to a smaller brokerage, and this was years ago, and they were saying, well, how do you get your listings on Zillow? Right?
I remember that conversation.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, so
how
I was
do you
like,
not have
how do you
yours
not have
on
your list?
Zillow?
So We're not in the underground of how that all works with the company, but we supply a feed to these companies, and I believe they pay for that anyway. So as brokerages, we're paying Zillow, which is crazy to me, but whatever. I think, right? Is that right?
Say that part again.
So our brokerage is paying some sort of fee for that?
I'm not. I don't know.
I got to look at that. We'll get back to you on that. But anyways, so anytime you list with a brokerage, our brokerage anyways, rental or purchase, it's automatically going to be put out there. So now they're talking about charging the people that aren't using agents to upload their information.
Have you been on the Zillow tenant rental site in a while? So let me tell you, it can look like the wild, wild west of rentals. You don't know what's still available. There's some listings on there that have been on there for 6 months. There's scams that are still out there. So I think a few things are going to happen from this. Number one, right now Zillow has all the attention in the world. If you're looking for rentals, you go to Zillow. If you're looking for sales, you go to Zillow. So what'll happen is they're going to get more accurate rental information, because if you're trying to scam someone, usually your scam business model does not include paying $9.99 per week.
That's a really good point.
The inaccurate Zillow rental listings are going to drop off the face of the earth. Now, you could also say, well, if I'm a landlord, I don't want to pay $10 per week to list my rental. What if that takes a month? That's $40. What if it takes 2 months? But when it comes down to it, where are your renters looking? Are they looking on Craigslist or are they looking on Zillow? If anything, I think more people that have illegitimate listings are going to go to Craigslist. And I think that Zillow, while they may lose some landlords that don't want to pay $10 per week per rental listing, I think overall their quality is going to increase. And when those renters have a good experience renting on Zillow, where do you think they're going to go when it comes time to purchase a home?
Yeah, it's really smart, actually. At first, I was like, man, can Zillow take any more money from anybody else? But apparently they can. That's good business model. And I think I'm going to sue them because I'm just pissed. No.
Well, dude, you sleep on Zillow, because every time I say, what's Zillow up to, I look at their stock price and it just keeps going up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, dude, I have a tax refund check sitting on my desk right now, and I think I'm going to invest in Zillow stock simply because everything they do, it turns out to be correct. Their premier agent is still making money. They're switching up their commission structure so that agents only pay out once the deal closes, and they bought almost 3,000 houses before the Corona lockdown, and they sold another 1,500. I think that generated about 300 million in cash. So everything that they're doing is working right now. And you can say what you want about Zillow, as Shawn does when he's going to sleep and at a stoplight. But right now they're winning, and there's no question about it.
Yeah, I mean, I have a long history of Zillow because I was here before Zillow and I saw the old transition, right? So, but if you came into the business while Zillow's been here, you don't know any different. But what I see is, there are agencies that are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to Zillow to get all of the leads, right? And good for them that they can pay that, right? But yeah, I don't know. I think this is a good thing for them. Paying $10, it's going to get rid of the scams. You're right, and the scams are going to go towards the Craigslist people. There are a lot of scams out there, and so you have to be careful. And this is a good tool to do it. Yeah.
Don't hate the player, hate the game. You don't want to be one of those agents that says, I was here before Zillow.
I was here before Zillow.
Because sooner or later, Zillow's going to be here long after you're gone.
Right. You're right. Hey, I'm used to it now.
That sounded kind of dark.
It's been a long time.
I didn't mean to end that on a
Thanks a lot, Matt.
Zillow's going to be here when you're no longer around. All right, guys, there you have it. Another episode of the Shawn and Matt Show. If you have any questions, be sure to drop them in the comments section below. And for Shawn and myself, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we'll see you then.
Take care, guys.